What's up?
Yo, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Awesome. Hold on. Where is everybody?
I have no idea.
I'm out of breath. Literally just got back home from the gym.
You said
Uh,
you did?
yeah, I just got back home from the gym. Hold on. I just need to make sure. Do you mind? Here, I'm gonna send you the link to this live stream. Do you mind just like putting it on a window and just muting it? That way it gives it a view, please.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Just sit, yeah, while you're sitting in here. Um, yeah, this is gonna be good because it's just you and I. But like, if people join, it's because they're just listening in. So this is your hour, so you can start like whatever you need. But yeah, for people that are watching on YouTube, this is Olivia Mastro. Say hi, Olivia.
Hi.
She is a high ticket closer. She sells fitness, and this is a what the heck? Why is there two Daniels in here? Yeah, she is a closer and she sells fitness and she's a 10 to 15K per month closer. She's trying to make 20K per month. So we're here today to give her some coaching. And yeah, why is there a second Daniel in here? Hold on.
No, I forgot to log in.
Oh, okay, okay.
1 second.
Hamza, he's in disguise. It's like Scooby-Doo.
It was weird when I started talking. I was like, who is that? Did someone like steal your profile?
Look at this. Oh, milk. You like milk?
No. I can't drink milk like that. Vincent does it all the time and I can't do it. It grosses me out.
Yeah. Here, someone has to say hi to you.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Sorry for not texting you. I
Stream,
literally.
stream,
Oh, it is?
stream, yeah. This is my wife, everybody.
Oh, that's awkward. Anyways.
No, you're
Um,
good.
You sit here, you sit here. How you grab okay.
okay, I'll be Daniel for a second. Yeah, sorry I didn't text you about the trip yet. I literally just have been working and then I finally sat down just like 2 days ago to plan it. But yeah, like Daniel said that he wanted to put aside a day where we can meet up.
Yeah,
The live,
absolutely.
right? So that's like are his lectures at 5:30 now? 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe we can like meet up somewhere on one of the days that we're there.
Sushi. Sushi beach.
So you want to eat sushi?
Sushi in the beach.
Yep.
Okay.
I
Sounds
mean,
good.
yeah. Quick question. What is
hmm
your favorite beach up there? Because I've planned for us to go to Treasure Island, St. Pete's Beach, and Clearwater and Paso.
Clearwater is good, and I'd say Indian Rocks is good too, because it's like Indian Rocks isn't crowded,
Okay.
um, but Clearwater is nice too. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Do they have like stuff that's like going on? Like,
Typically, they do.
yeah,
I
I
feel
was
like
planning for us
they,
to go like on a Sunday. Maybe we can meet up that day.
yeah. That's not, I think we were planning on he said something about a Sunday, so I think that that's something that you guys had.
That'd be
I think a
perfect.
Sunday is what we're doing.
Yeah, because I was planning like maybe like to spend basically like our whole day out there since
Yeah.
there's like more stuff to do. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited too. But yeah, once you like planned it, I'll have him give me your number. And then I'll like look into like the best like locations for beaches and I'll send them over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm
Have you
excited
been
though.
living there your whole life?
No, I moved to Florida in 2022.
Oh wow, so recent.
Yep, recently.
Where did you move from?
North Carolina.
Okay, so you weren't that far.
No.
That's
No, I think like 8 hour drive, but
yeah,
yeah,
I like
not
it.
super far. I love it. So I lived in Tampa for a little bit and then I lived in Miami for a little bit too. I like Miami better. But
Really?
Tampa's nice too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we've been going to Florida basically the last 3 years. We take a trip there for a couple weeks every year, but this time around, I was like, why don't we like try the West Coast? Because we've never gone out there. So I'm excited.
Yeah. You guys will have fun. It'll be great.
Yeah, how's the weather? Oh my goodness. I keep hearing that the weather's really cold. I'm scared.
It shouldn't be cold whenever you guys are here.
Yeah, we're like there literally like 3 weeks from now.
Let me see here. Vincent, how's the weather in like middle of February here? Typically, yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah,
just
it'll
watch
be
it.
a lot nicer. Like it'll
Okay,
probably be like 70s, 80s.
okay, hopefully.
All right,
Anyway, nice talking to you. I'll text
You
you.
too. Sounds
all right,
good.
come back. I had to just change my outfit. Now I'm ready.
You're
So
good.
yeah. So let's do it. Mm, So yeah, literally at this point now, all we gotta do is just essentially
Yeah, it'll be a lot nicer. Like it'll
Okay.
probably be like 70s, 80s.
we'll just have to jump right in. So by the way, Olivia, like I want you to hear, I just want to point something out.
What I feel like I already know what you're gonna do.
I think like maybe like just spend basically our whole day out there. Since yeah, there's like more stuff to do.
Best like locations for beaches and I'll send them over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm excited. Yep, recently.
Where did you move from?
North Carolina.
Okay, so you weren't that far.
You see how much care and how much love you have in your voice?
I knew you were gonna say that.
You need to have that love and care in your voice, right? Because just like how you make Latrice feel shy, right? So you need to have that same love and affection for your people that you're on sales calls with. So I'm going to we're gonna go in the kitchen today, or do you want to go in the cafe today, Olivia?
What were the options? Kitchen or the cafe?
Yeah,
Kitchen. I don't
okay.
know.
Go to the kitchen today, and it'll just be you and me in the kitchen. So, and I'm also eating as well, so hope you don't mind. But
It's the kitchen, you're good.
exactly. So yeah, for the students that are in here, guys, because obviously like there's students in here. This is an Olivia Mastro one-on-one session masterclass. So this is a fitness coaching program, and we're gonna answer some questions, and yeah. So what you got for me? What do you want to tackle?
Um, I don't think anything like specific came up this week. I think it's just working on the things that I have been working on. Softening my voice. I think everything just like in discovery. I don't really think that there's too much that's came
Okay.
up for me. Just because like this week I took a little bit of time off just because I haven't been feeling good.
Mhm.
So I haven't been on too many calls. Probably took like maybe 5 calls total this week. But yeah,
Role play.
so okay.
It's role play, and I'll take notes, and I'll be eating
Okay.
because you might have prospects that might be eating, right?
Yeah. I have a call to review too if you want me to if we wanted to do that too.
Sure,
It's the
we can do that
the
after.
other call that I sent you. Yeah.
Sure. We'll just I just want to go through discovery, and that's it. Right? No pitch, no closing. I just want to hear that. So whenever you're ready. And everybody in this call, turn off your cameras, please, except for Olivia and I.
Okay. So you basically just want me to go through like as if it was literally just like you and I on a sales call.
Yep.
Okay.
My God, my hands are so shaky because I just got back from the gym. It's hard to like write notes. Okay, it's good.
Okay. I hate this so much.
What? Hey, what?
There's so many people.
Guess what? That means you're growing.
Yeah. Okay. Um, all right. So are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, good. Um,
I'm a prospect that just joined your call and I'm eating. So let's see how you handle this.
I've never had that before. I'd probably wait until they were done.
Let's go.
Okay. Hey Daniel, how's it going?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Where are you calling from today?
I'm from Canada.
Canada. Awesome. So Daniel, I have some of the notes that you had submitted over in front of me. So really what I'd like to do.
You're not gonna acknowledge that meeting?
Oh, you like were serious about that?
I'm very serious, yeah.
Okay.
I want to see how you handle it. So let's restart.
Hey Daniel, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Where are you calling from?
Calling from the office right now. I'm on my lunch break. Only time to eat. Sorry if I'm. Is it okay if I do on this call?
Yeah, no worries. You said you're on your lunch break from work.
Yeah. So only time, and then I have like 6 hours ahead of me, so I don't have time to eat.
You're good. I completely understand that. So Daniel, the call is going to take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So, when would be a better time for us
Oops.
you're good,
Yep.
to hop on where you're not at work, no distractions, not having to rush through your lunch break?
Um, I would say I'm off like in 2 weeks. I do 2 weeks on and 1 week off. I'm a police officer, so and then after work tonight, I have kids and I have to pick up them up and then take them to hockey. So yeah,
Okay. So like within the next 2 weeks, the next few days, you don't have 45 minutes to an hour at all to yourself when you're not working?
just my lunch break. Like I'm totally clear right now. Like I'm not. No one's around me right now.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just get all the numbers right for you. Take a few minutes, absolutely get to know you a little bit better, your lifestyle, circumstances. And then if we're still good for time, I'll walk you through what our program looks like, how that works. And then if you're interested, we'll get you started. For some reason, you got to hop off or lunch break is over, we'll counter everything. I'll send all my notes over to Adam and our other coaches, and we'll schedule a second call so that when we hop on that call, I can just walk you through what it would look like. Sound good?
Sounds good. Wait, why are you doing that? I'm confused.
Why am I doing that? Well, because he's at work and he's like rushing through his lunch break.
No, I have an hour.
No. Well, if any distractions pop up. I've had the calls that I've taken when people are at work.
So all you ask is like, are you sure you're good for the next hour undisrupted?
Okay.
Like nothing's gonna come up? Because if there is, we can just reschedule. It's okay. I can wait 2 weeks. But you
Okay.
don't want to make it transactional because you were like, okay, like, do you not have any time in the next 2 weeks? And you're like, okay, fine. What we'll do is we'll just go through it now, and then if it has time, then like it felt like you were like annoyed, right? But it's
Okay.
like I'm a human being. Like guys got man's got to eat, you know. But
Okay.
if you genuinely want to wait 2 weeks, and you can, but like don't do the two call close thing right now because like if the dude's just eating and he's listening to you, he's probably like, in my opinion, if someone's eating and they're having a conversation with you, like they have to really think about what they have to say because like the food's in their mouth, so they have to swallow, think, and say.
Okay.
But again, it's like it's not that like the close rate will increase if someone has food, right? I'm just saying like if genuinely logistically like they can't take another call, then just take it.
Okay.
So we'll just continue. So let's go into a step.
Okay. Um, so Daniel, I'm trying to like come up with numbers for you. So Daniel, just given your current weight being at 280, 40% body fat, been in this position for the last 3 years, how's all that just sitting with you?
Um, it's not been good. It's not been good. Like that's why I'm here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how so?
Like, how do you mean exactly?
When you say it's not been good, what hasn't been good?
Yeah, just how I look, how I feel, and you know, yeah, like I know I can be doing more with my health, and I just yeah, I just don't feel good where I'm at.
Okay. I appreciate you for letting me know that. When you say, there's more that you could be doing with your health, give me some examples.
Mm, I just feel more lethargic. I notice my energy is lower, and when I'm home with the family, like I'm just lower energy, and I want to be able to perform better at work. I mean, I'm a police officer, right? Stereotype of, police officers eating donuts. I mean, it's actually true, right? There's a lot of people in the force that are overweight. And I don't want to be that.
Do you feel like what specifically has that been impacting? Like what's been negatively impacted?
Like, what do you mean?
Well, because of your weight not being where you want to be physically or health wise, what's that impacted for you?
Yeah, like I said, just my energy at home, performance at work, like I said earlier.
Okay, gotcha. So I guess just like over the last few years of this being an issue, what have you done to try and help yourself get into a better position?
All right, pause role play. You know what you're doing wrong?
Thinking too much into this because I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I hate role plays.
Well, you got to get used to me because you're gonna talk to guys that are probably way more intimidating than me, right? Bald, glasses, big, eating food. What you're doing wrong isn't that like it's not that you are. I'm just trying to get my Zoom link so I can do the whiteboard. And I'll continue. I'll let you try again because I don't want to just talk this whole meeting like I usually do. One thing you're doing wrong or not good enough. Yes, I can tell you're caring and you're being more graceful, but the conversation should never feel like it's going in circles. And it was, right? And the way that you don't have that happen, like instead of me just telling you it going in circles, let me explain to you why it was going in circles. Because when you don't actively listen, like when you're not like actively in the moment, like no distractions, Slack is muted, do not disturb is on, you're focusing, you're looking at me instead of yourself. When you're genuinely focused on me, you're going to see things in like the person's vocabulary that will allow you to, oh my God, which will allow you to probe. Because we're in a situation right now where I said a few things that we easily could have probed on, right? When you said, how does this sit with you? And I said, not good. You need to probe more, right? Why is it not good? Like, what do you mean? Why? Like, you want them to granularize what they mean because you care, right? You don't walk into a doctor's office and then you're like, oh, my leg's broken. Or sorry, you don't walk into a doctor's office and the person's like, I can't see, my vision's blurry. Okay, how long has your vision been blurry? Okay, here's medication for your eyes. Instead of diagnosing the root and getting to the problem, because they could have brain cancer, they could be having a stroke, they could be having a heart attack, right? We want to actually get to the root. We want to get to the bottom. Okay. So always like be curious of what they're actually saying, because you can either doubt or you can either consequence what they're saying. Like if someone says, and so like you asked me like, how is it affecting you? You asked me it 3 times in like 3 different ways, but I already answered it to you, right? And you asked me like, okay, so like what's going on? Like what impact? And you were like, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, I don't want to feel like I don't have energy and whatever. And like my kids, and like, I want to be able to have more energy. I want to be able to perform. And then like you didn't really hear that. And you asked me again, oh, well, what sort of impact has that had in your life? Versus like, you can actually have me probe it more if you want. You can be like, okay, so what do you mean like you're low energy? Like, what do your kids say? Like, what does your mom, what does your wife say? What do people at work say? Or is it just you? Are you just in your head? Okay, that's one way. You can probe it, but you always want to get to the why. If I said I don't want to feel like I'm slow and I want to optimize my health, why? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you actually deserve? Right? That's doubt. That's a form of doubt because you're doubting what they're saying. Because we're excellent closers, we're excellent problem solvers. Consequence is like me saying, okay, yeah, I don't want to be fat anymore, and I want to feel like I'm optimizing my health because I'm a police officer. You can ask me, gotcha, I hear you. What happens if we don't make a change? Like, what does your work look like at that point? What does your family look like at that point? What would that hold you back from really achieving? And then you can doubt and be like, is that what you deserve? Instead of what do you deserve? Is that what you deserve? No. What do you deserve? Or you can be like, why not? Probe. And then you can do the opposite. What do you deserve? And then you can probe into that even more. Right? So again, it's all about just being curious and just listening to what's happening in the conversation and just being very present. Because you could have got there if you allowed yourself to just like shut your brain off and listen to what the person's saying. Sitting in silence, letting them open up, and then executing your next question. That's related to what they just said. Because you always want to probe time or impact what they're saying. You don't have to do it all in one order because you can probe here and then something else comes up and then you can probe there and then you can ask an impact and then you can ask time and then you can probe into that even more and then you can consequence and then you can doubt, right? There's no right or wrong way. There's no like checklist you have to hit. Like I want you to just get rid of that, right? You're your own domain. You have 1 hour to talk to me. If you can't close me in one call, that's fine. But you're gonna be patient with me until you get what you need, even if it's not organized. You're in the moment because they're going to feel you really care. And in that care, they're going to want to open up to you more. And then your outcomes are going to get faster because they're just giving you all the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why does it make sense?
Well, because I tend to do that all the time. And that's definitely,
Do what all the time?
a big focus. I have this like structure in my head so much that sometimes it gets like into my head so much I can't actively listen to what they're saying. And instead of letting like their responses guide the conversation, it's more so how I think the conversation should go guiding it, if that makes sense. Um, and can lead that to just like go in circles when I'm not just listening to what they have to say, taking the pressure off of it, and just like taking my time to actually know where to go, what to ask them, and not have it go in circles.
Is that something you noticed recently or has that been forever?
Mm,
See what I did there?
it's yeah,
Because I'm listening to you,
yeah.
right? I don't care about the outcome. Like you just have to understand where someone is, where they want to go, and what is that thing that's keeping them in their consequence of an action, which usually is the fear of failure. Because someone can be scared of coaches. Sure, that's fine. Just like it's scary to jump out of an airplane or scary to get in the car every morning. But what they're really scared of is failing. And you have to define that failure and then you have to incept that failure. Because if, like, for example, someone says, I mean, you were in that one class, right? Where I talked about how to define failure or no?
Yep. It,
Like, instead of just focusing on the doctor analogy and trying to get them to tell you it's fear and trust, like, you can still do that. But it's like, okay, like, why were we scared? Was it because you were scared of failing? Like, what's failure look like to you? Because realistically speaking, the only reason why someone doesn't do something is because they don't try. Why? Fear, but why? It's because they don't want to fail. What does failure look like? Oh, it's different for everybody. But it's like you kind of define it, acknowledge it, and then you draw an analogy. Well, it's like, did you get your driver's license? Were you scared of failing that? So why did you still do the test? I mean, I failed twice. And I still did it. Why did you do it? How many times did you fail? What if you let that fear of failure stop you from ever getting your license? I'll even take it a step further. Do you know someone that's died in a car accident? Do we let that fear stop us from getting into our car every morning? What happens if we do? Right? You just let their brain go there. You're basically insinuating what you want to say without saying it because you're holding that silence and you can just stare at them. And they're just going to be like, I get what you're saying. What am I saying? Just like how I asked you, what's your takeaway or do you get it? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, why do you get it? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So do you want to try again?
No.
No?
No.
Can I challenge you to do something?
No.
We won't grow if I don't challenge you.
I learn and grow every one of these calls when I don't do role plays as well. Big believer in learning and growing.
You're a believer in learning and growing?
Yeah, but not with role plays.
So is you not doing a role play right now, learning and growing?
If it's replaced with something as helpful, then yeah,
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this straight up. There's nothing as helpful as failing right in front of me
that's true.
because I can at least stop you in your habits. Because I want you to focus on your lowest hanging fruit. I don't care about how you pre-handle objections. I don't care about how you handle any to think about it. All I care about right now is how you show up for people and like how your brain works when you're on calls. Because if we take calls with a broken brain, then we're just going to be reviewing calls into oblivion. So if you want to do a call review, we can. Or we can gain the courage, draw the line in the sand, and do a role play.
Okay, let's do it.
You see what I did there?
Yep.
I empowered you because I care. Right? That's exactly how your calls should sound like. Like no different. Like I genuinely want you to succeed. So I'm going to hold on to your arm and not let you drown yourself, even if my arm rips out of my socket, because I'm not going to let you die. Like that's how you have to feel. Okay. So
Okay.
we'll do one more role play and then we'll do a call review. I promise.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Do you
I'm
want me
just
to
gonna
like start at the top of the frame or just like the first question or like the
just
first
start with
thing?
just get the numbers out of the way. Take your time with the sit question.
Okay.
Like don't rush it. Like look at the notes, breathe, sit with it. Like you want to sit in the diaper and then slowly take off the diaper off yourself and then put it on me
Okay.
slowly. And then like you just wait for me to jump out of it.
Okay.
Because put it this way, if you ask questions fast, you're gonna get fast answers, not thoughtful ones. Because people are gonna match your energy. They want to be congruent, right? Like if you came onto the call crying, setting the frame in tears, they're gonna be like their nervous system's gonna like want to help, and they're gonna be like, "What's wrong?" Or if you get into the call like furious and you're like frowning, they're gonna be like, "What the heck?" And they're gonna like end the call. So if you start the call with like oak tree energy, you're pausing your words, you're taking your time, you're lowering your voice, you're gonna feel safe. So really try to like instead of trying to project your voice, focus on just talking with minimal effort because it forces someone's brain psychologically to lean in and want to really hear what you're saying. And then you include that with pauses. Holy, like that's game over. Okay, so try again. Start with the sit.
Okay. So Daniel, given your numbers, 280 pounds, 30% body fat, How's that sitting with you?
Oh, good.
How so?
Yeah, no, I just true question. I like think well no, not I think. I just don't like what I see in the mirror, and I'm a cop, and I see other guys as well that are like not where they want to be physically, and it's just like, yeah, I've also known people that have like passed away because of weight and like obesity, and I mean that's a really big thing here in the States, right? So, especially where I'm from in Texas, I mean everybody's fat. Um, so yeah,
How long have you been feeling that way?
like this. I mean, since like high school, I'm like 40 right now.
How many years is that?
Basically like 25, I think. 20,
25
23.
years. It's a long time.
Yeah, I've
So,
always been a chubby kid, even in the force.
so 25 years of feeling this way. What have you done to try and put yourself in a better position?
I mean, I've just been so busy. Um, I have 3 kids. I got divorced once, got remarried, rebuilt my life. I mean, I do take the like the fitness programs here in the forest, like just the free ones that we have. You know, we have like not regulatory training, but sorry, not mandatory training, but we do have like physiotherapists and like we have like personal trainers, but it's covered. Or it's like once a week. But I've tried a lot of things and I haven't seen any change.
See, and this is where like my brain starts to go in a thousand different places, right? Like, because then it's like, okay, do I
So
like this?
I'll tell you what messed you up. And I wrote it down. I had a feeling you were gonna mess up here.
Was it going to like how long have you been or what have you done?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should not do that because it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it does when we get here, but we haven't got there yet. I mean, you can. It's just not the right time. I mean,
Hmm.
again, there's not a right time for anything. Like, okay, let me rephrase this. There's no right or wrong time to do something. Just work with what's in front of you, right? You already had a lot of ammo. You asked a very good question. What do you mean? Like, I was like, damn, that's good. Or like, how? Perfect. You learned. You fixed that. And I gave you everything that you could have used, right? I said all these different things, obese people. I know family has died. People in the forest are fat. I'm fat. 23 years, right? Like, focus on the identity because you're trying to focus too much on the logistics. Like instead of focusing on like what I've done or like how many reps or like how heavy I am or want to be, like focus on 3 things or 4 things. Who I am, why I am, and why I am not. Say that again. Who I am or who they are, why they are, and why they are not. Why they are not is goals. Who they are is current. why they are is like just understanding what happened in like childhood or what caused it to be this way. You literally could have asked me after, like, yeah, it's tough, man. Um, so there's a lot to unpack there. Like you can even like you can out loud just be like, that's a lot to unpack. So let me just think of like the right thing to say because I don't want to veer off the conversation. Like I'm genuinely thinking, I don't know what to say. Like I'm just like, okay. Um, I mean, being where you are 23 years, what let it get to this point, right? There's more weight there. You're cutting deep, right? You don't want to ask these softball questions because I know like with whatever sales script you're using, it's teaching you to like ask a question, then probe. In fact, that's what I used to teach you. Like I used to have you do outcome per outcome, and then like you ask a question, then you probe in time and impact. But it's just like screw that. Like let's just get straight to the point. There are many calls where I start pre-handling objections minute two. That's all that matters because when I'm in that mode, do you want to reverse roles?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or do you want me to review a call?
No, we can reverse. That's fine. Because I do want to see how you would have veered the conversation.
Okay.
Because, like, with busy and like time objections, I always handle it the same way that you taught me, like person A, person B, or like, that's just how I handle it. Like the person who says I can't, so I won't. And then the person who says, like, how can I find the time? But I know you kind of switched up the way that you that you reframe things. So I just want to kind of hear what your insight would be on all that.
Yeah, listen, like I'm gonna choke. Being way too fast. Fuck. Ah, fuck. Almost choked. Okay. 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 Um, yeah. But before we start,
Hmm.
I want you to just get rid of all the Johnny Mao in your head and like all of the 2025 Daniel in your head and all the scripts. Like you just need to get rid of it. I'm telling you right now, like it's just not serving you because um what you don't need is more word tracks or like the perfect way to handle a situation because you're never gonna find it. One tough reality you have to understand, Olivia, is that you're not going to close everybody. What you need to focus on, what's more important, is who you are. Like, do you realize how like I just can talk for hours? Why can I do that?
Because you like to help people, or you have so many like,
I would say it's more because I have so much conviction and I understand why people are and who they need to become. And I understand the habits. I understand the limiting beliefs, the habits, the weaknesses of people that are drowning. And I also understand the beliefs, the habits, and the actions that people who grab the hand and take the boat. Why? Because I've been there. I am there right now. We're not perfect. I'm in debt. I'm wondering how I'm going to make rent this month, but I'm still pushing on because I know what it takes. I just have this insane conviction in myself that nobody can take away from me because I've done something. It's like the person who skydives out of a plane versus the person that just stays up on the plane and waits to come down. The person that jumped out of the plane, yeah, they were shit. They were probably pissing their pants on the way down, but once they landed and they were gliding in the air and they realized, oh, it's not that bad. we're just floating. Once they get to the bottom, they were like, that's not that scary, but now I can say who I can say I am because I actually thought about something and I did it. Right? So you focusing on who you are is important, not because like you have to like be a G. No, you need to understand what it takes to be that person and also get out of that situation. Which is why I would invite you to go to the gym if you're not already. Work out way harder. Sign up for a marathon. Go on runs. Like do hard shit in your fitness life because then you'll understand what it takes. Because when you're able to do that, you're able to draw analogies. You're able to say things that like literally are just from your daily life. And it becomes so effortless. I'm telling you right now, Olivia, I never have a script in front of me ever. I don't even have notes in front of me. Sometimes I pretend my tablet's on. Like some calls, like I want to take notes. Some calls, I just have the pen in front of me and I'm pretending to take notes. But like in my head, like I already know where I have to go. But I'm just actively listening. I'm in the moment. So that's gonna be your biggest difference because once you become that person, like, dude, you're not gonna be worried about where to take the call because like it's almost like trying to have someone who like what's a really big achievement you've done in your life? Okay, moving out, right? I don't know anything else about you, but let's just say moving out. Do you feel like you have what it takes to like educate someone on what it means and what it takes to like move out of your hometown and like live somewhere else and like look at options and like survive without renting somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine someone coming to you and you're like their Airbnb agent or like you're like the travel agent. You know exactly what to ask them because you've done it. And like you're like just trying to find ways to get creative and you're trying to find an angle because you know exactly what they're going through, right? So don't treat it any different from here. So let's reverse roles. Let me just have a few bites. And Daniel's gonna ask a question because I saw his hand up, and then Olivia, you're gonna answer it.
Oh, okay.
Sick, sick. So Daniels, you said something
Camera,
interesting there.
camera on if you're asking a question.
Oh yeah, yeah, my bad. Okay. So Daniel said something interesting. Hold on, like that. That you
Bro,
said,
you gotta go your beer, bro.
yeah, yeah, I saw your comment. I appreciate the advice. Will do. So you said, even though you're pretending that you're writing notes, and even though you know where you want to go next, you still are actively listening. So the question is that later on a skill that you develop? Because like Olivia literally said, she's going to like 10,000 different directions in her head, and she wants to like you telling her she needs to focus more and being present. But I just don't get it. Like when you say you pretend to make notes, you already know where you're gonna go, but you're still focusing on
Bro,
actively listening. So how do you multitask, or like you already are there as well, but you
I'll answer this one quickly so that we can do the role play again. Okay. If you're in a forest, there's a trail in my hometown that has a lot of trails. There's like a red leaf trail, there's like a blue jay trail, there's like a rock trail. All the trails take you to the same location, which is back from where you came from. Like it's just a massive loop. There's different loops.
yeah.
If I start on one trail and then I end up taking another trail, I'm still going to end up out of the park eventually, right? Even if I get lost, if I just follow a trail long enough, even if it takes me the whole day, even if I like go to the very end and I take one trail and it takes me like 10 hours to go around again, okay. So it's not a skill that you develop. You just have to be patient because you guys are just trying to rush these things. Like be in the moment. Who cares if you only have 1 hour to call? Who cares if you have a call coming up? You just pick a path, you stick to it because you know at the end of the day, that you're gonna get out, but you're not. It's not gonna be pretty. You can start bushwhacking and then turn back around and then bushwhack even more. You're gonna end up on a trail somehow. So it's yes, no, active listening is not a skill you develop later. You have to develop it now.
No, I
Okay.
got the answer. I got the answer.
So
Yeah.
let's role play again. And yeah, Olivia, okay, ready?
Hmm.
Okay. All right, Olivia. So um let's do this. All right, how's it going, Olivia?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Where are you coming from?
Tampa.
Tampa? Oh shoot, I'm actually going to St. Petersburg in 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. You're good for the next like 45 minutes to having a chat?
Yes. Yep, I am.
Cool. So yeah, so I know you spoke to Adam and he pulled me aside, he gave me some notes, he let me know like a little bit about what's going on. So I understand like the main gist of it. I just don't have the full picture because I wasn't there, right? So what we're going to do on this call is I just want to get the numbers out of the way, like the boring stuff, right? So if you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm just like confirming the numbers. After that, I just want to get to know you more, right? Like figure out what's working right now, what's not working right now. And then if everything makes sense, I'll show you how the process works and I'll get you started. Sounds good?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Awesome. So yeah, so let's just confirm the numbers. So right now you're 240. Yeah. Okay, let's just say you're right now you're 210.
Okay. That's crazy, but okay.
Are you 210?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and you're 55?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Um, and then it says here like you want to lose the weight, just get back your energy, and there wasn't a specific body fat percentage I saw here, but it doesn't really matter. But you just want to lose weight and get back to your, I guess, what was it, like 180, right? Or like 175?
Yeah, like 175, 180.
You're 6 feet, right?
Yeah, 6'1".
Okay. I mean, 210 is not that bad. Like that's like if you worked out and you had just muscle, like that's normal, right? I know guys that are 210. So, um, yeah. So what we'll do, like I said, numbers out of the way, where you're at right now in life, your career, just looking down at the numbers that we have in front of us, right? 180, or sorry, 210, like 45% body fat, being 55 years old, low energy. Yeah. Um, how does that like sit with you?
I mean, not good. Just, I don't know, just trying to drop some weight and start to feel better and look better.
Hmm. I guess like when you say like feel better, how do you mean?
Increase my energy like just throughout the day. I just feel tired towards the end of my shift, and a lot of the times that like holds me back from going to the gym, and so just get more energy back. Um, Also just like feel better about how I look. Just be happier to look in the mirror.
How do you feel when you look at yourself in the mirror?
I mean, 3 years ago I had abs and now I don't. And so now just seeing that extra little bit that I have on my body just kind of makes me, you know, just like messes with me mentally, you know?
I feel you, man. I mean, I've been there. I've rebounded all the time, so I get that. I guess I would have imagined you were pretty lean, being that you saw your abs 3 years ago, and you're 210 now. How much weight is that? Gained like 30 pounds?
About 30, yeah.
What happened?
Um, just work got really busy. I run a few different companies, and so meetings pop up, traveling, all that. So never really didn't have too much time to be able to go to the gym consistently or stick to a solid nutrition plan.
I just feel like too busy.
Yeah.
Like too busy to make time for health.
I mean, I started to eat cleaner and watch what I was eating. I cut out like all the bad stuff, the sugar, the junk, and I would try and walk as much as possible. So, I mean, I was still trying to make some time for my health.
Okay. I guess what's been in the way though, ultimately?
Guess just not having a structure to follow. I do good when I have a plan in front of me and I know exactly what I need to be doing on what day, and just not having that the last few years has just made it harder for me to stick with stick with it.
For sure, man. Self-awareness is the hardest part. So I appreciate you for saying that. Now, I guess like, do you feel like if you had the structure, do you feel like time would still be a problem? Or would it still get in the way?
I think it would be easier for me to know how to manage my time, like when to dedicate gym hours, when like what to dedicate like for my nutrition. So I mean, I think it'd be easier to navigate
Why do you feel that way?
because I'd be going into every day knowing exactly what I need to be doing versus just random stuff popping up for me and not being able to check off a list of things I need to do.
Can I challenge you on that?
Yeah, go for it.
For sure. I mean, Adam would say the same thing, but it's like, do you really believe that your lack of understanding and like the feeling that like you need to know everything has kept you here? Like, do you really believe that?
I mean, it definitely plays a part in it. I guess I could have definitely made the time on my own, but at the end of the day, I still don't know what I need to be doing to, you know,
I guess the real question is like, you know, obviously context is everything, right? A lot of people stay where they're at because they lack context, which makes sense, right? It's hard to commit to something you can't see. But what I really want to understand, Oliver, is like you said, you feel like you could have made the time. You feel like you could have prioritized the time better, right? And I guess just reflecting back, you're saying that what really held you back was just not knowing enough, right? Or is there anything else that's held you back from like shedding off the weight in the last 3 years?
not knowing enough, and I definitely didn't prioritize it how much I should have.
Okay. Well, I mean, can I give you an observation?
Go for it.
I mean, I can tell that you were healthy before, just by the way that you're talking to me, just by the way that you're showing up to this call. if you had a six pack before at the age of 55, sorry, at the age of 53, 53, 52, right? Then you know what you're doing. What makes you feel like you need to know more?
It just wasn't sustainable. Like I was on a very restrictive diet. I was going to the gym like every single day, overworking my body, and it just isn't something that I could keep up with for the rest of my life. And I really don't want to have to go the unsustainable route.
Well, I guess is it better to like, yeah, I hear you. But like, is it better to just like go cold turkey on the gym because it's not sustainable? Or is it better to like maybe just reduce the amount of work that you're doing and maybe enjoy your eating a little bit more? Like, why did you go like the polar opposite? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Just
But can I
based
just
off of,
can I just be real with you, man?
yeah, go for it.
I don't think you need us. Like, do you genuinely believe you need someone right now?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
I do good with accountability. I do good with a plan. I obviously don't have the scientific knowledge to curate a plan that is sustainable for me. And just having somebody sit there and map it out for me is a lot more efficient than me having to go out on my own, do my research, especially when I'm running three companies on my own.
I can imagine, right? I'm an entrepreneur as well. I get it. I mean, you're definitely not the type of person who will just let something fall because it doesn't work. If you're running three companies, then you know then you probably tasted failure before, right? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, if accountability is this important to you, like why haven't we gotten accountability in the last 3 years? Like someone to guide you, find the time and money to invest into someone to help you and guide you and push you and set these systems up. That way you don't feel like it's unsustainable.
Definitely should have just put in everything into building my companies, and now I have the more the means and the time to do so. I also don't really look that hard to like find someone for it. You guys just came across like Facebook.
I mean, you're an entrepreneur. Would you use the same excuse if one of your systems is bleeding cash every week? Like, would you say like I don't have the time to fix this? I'm just gonna let it bleed until I find the time?
No,
So what's different about this?
nothing really. I guess I just,
Like, you just want to be honest with me?
yeah,
Like, why haven't you hired a personal trainer? Like, I'm sure you've hired business coaches. I'm sure you've worked with business partners. Like, I'm sure you know it takes a village, right? To build anything. But yeah, I guess like why haven't we built a village of support around our health? Because
yeah,
if we don't have health, do we have money?
no,
Is your health significantly more important than your businesses?
no. I mean, now that you,
Are they more important or are they not more important?
know, my health is more important.
Why is it more important?
Well, because if I'm sick or dead or dying, then my companies don't really mean anything.
Yeah. So just be real with me, man. Like why haven't you paid a personal trainer to help you out?
There's really no excuse at the end of the day. I just didn't prioritize it how I should have. And I Yeah, not really any excuse for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Can I maybe give you one?
Yeah.
Because I hope you didn't come onto this call because you wanted me to tell you what you wanted to hear, right?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I can I can give you some coaching.
absolutely.
All right. Like, I mean, do you have kids?
I do.
Did any of them in their life ever get like injured to the point where they had to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
I don't need to know like the exact details of it, but like what happened in that moment if you decided I don't have the time to take these people to the hospital? What would have happened?
Um, my daughter would have had to live with a broken arm and not be able to just function with a broken arm.
I mean, were you working that day? Did you have plans that day to do stuff? And your daughter just for some reason decided to break her arm and you had to drop everything to fix it?
No, I was busy.
I'm sure you were. Was it inconvenient?
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit.
Sure. I mean, we don't want our kids to break their arms, and when they do, or their legs, when they do, it's when we have to stop everything that we do. Have you ever been to the hospital before? Like, have you ever gotten a cut that you need stitches?
Yeah, cracked my head open.
Wow. Would you have bled out if you didn't get help?
Yep.
So, I mean, like, do you know the reason why people don't go to the hospital?
No.
You can't think of anything? Like, you don't have any relatives that don't like to go to the hospital or any friends that despise hospitals?
I mean, yeah, but it's just because they don't like doctors having to poke and prod at them.
Or maybe that is a huge one. Or it could be a little bit of shame. Could be pride. Like, I don't need the doctor. But mainly, yeah, it's because they don't like doctors. They're scared of them. Or they're worried if they pay for it, that the surgery is going to end up botched and then they're going to waste their money and time. So why haven't we booked an appointment to see a doctor in the last 3 years? Is it
I
because you're
think
just a little
it's,
bit nervous of like adherent to invest into yourself because you're worried about what might happen if you spend money online?
no, I think it's definitely been pride. I think it's definitely been just me feeling like this is something that I could handle and that I could deal with on my own. I mean, everything I've done in my life, I've done on my own, and it's been pretty successful. And just not being able to crack the code on this has, been kind of taking a hit to my ego.
And I really appreciate that. I mean, being a very prideful person myself, like you ask anybody, I'm very prideful. I'm working on it though. I was very prideful before, very prideful. But what happens if I guess you keep allowing that pride to stop you from stopping the bleeding?
Well, I'll be in the same position for the next many, many years or worse.
If I were to ask, like, what's behind that pride?
Just being it, like, I mean, everything I've done in my life, like I mentioned, it's been pretty successful. And so it's kind of annoying that I can't figure this out on my own.
But I mean, have you gotten help before when you couldn't figure things out with your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had like business coaches.
So are you sure it's pride?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just, I think it is pride, yeah, but I think it's just,
Well, here's what we have to
again,
do. You have to really reflect, right? Because at the end of the day, the drug addict isn't on the street because they're lazy, because they're a bum. It's not because they're prideful. Definitely not. It's because they didn't reflect. The minute that they decided to pick up that joint or that needle, had they reflected before, hey, I should probably go see a doctor for my back pain. I should probably go speak to a therapist. Yeah, maybe it's a little more expensive, but you can find the money, you can find the time, you can find debt, you can find leverage, right? But the more that that person stays in that realm, it's significantly harder to get sober. Why? Because, I mean, you're fat. It's way harder to lose weight when you're big than it is when you're small, right? You're telling me you've been prideful for the last 3 years and you couldn't figure it out? Come on. Like, what's actually behind that, to be honest? You said you invested in coaches in the past, so why not invest into your health?
lack of care and lack of prioritization.
But what's behind that, though? The only reason why someone doesn't do something, it's not because they don't prioritize it, it's because they don't think about it. Why? I don't know. Many reasons why. Why didn't you think about it?
I was just busy with my businesses. It wasn't something that was at the top of my head.
I guess if I were to bring up earlier, and again, I'm not saying these things to like bury you or make you feel bad. That's never what I'm gonna do. Like if you think at all in this conversation I'm gonna make you feel bad or make you regret not taking action sooner, never. Like I'm not gonna be that guy. What I am gonna be though is someone who does care about you and someone who's willing to call you out, just like you said I could, right? If you don't want that, just let me know. I can call
Totally
you out.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. So if I were to challenge you, right? It wasn't on your mind. I just really want you to reflect. Truthfully. That's the number one characteristic that most, not most, every single one of our successful clients have had. Reflection. If it wasn't on the top of your mind, does that also mean like you wouldn't have noticed the energy getting slower or the feeling that you felt every single time you looked in the mirror? Why does someone avoid not doing something? Is it because they are oblivious to it? Or is it because they're avoiding it?
Probably avoiding it.
Probably or definitely.
I'd say definitely.
Were you avoiding it?
I was.
Why?
Can't really think of any reason, honestly.
That's okay. I got time. Not in a rush. Let's think about it.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just didn't want to add like another thing onto my plate because I, again, was just trying to build up all my businesses and all my companies. But I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of.
Okay, I'll take it. But I don't agree with that because you're an entrepreneur. You know about optimization, you know about systems, you know about bleed, you know about cash flow. Are your entrepreneur friends also overweight?
No, I mean, the majority of them know.
I mean, most people, when you look at them that have money, that have success, have great families, is it usually a reflection of their health as well?
Yeah.
I guess with your lower health and like the fat that you have, right? And just like the energy that you feel, like where else is that showing up in your life? Like, how's your sex life?
It's not really affected too much. Um, but it's definitely just like energy at the end of the day. Like I'm definitely ready to go to bed whenever my head hits the pillow. But
Has your wife said anything to you?
I mean, like we talk about it every once in a while, just whenever I bring it up, but it's not really.
Does your wife support you not being where you want to be physically?
I mean, she doesn't make me feel bad about it, but she understands how I feel.
What do you mean?
Like she knows how I feel about like where I'm at, like with my fitness and health, and she supports me changing and getting whatever I need to, but she doesn't like make me feel like shit about where I'm at.
Okay. And like you said earlier, then, right? It's just a matter of having that level of accountability that you don't have, right? Like we're spot on for that, like 100%.
Absolutely.
So if we really were able to reflect, right? I'm sure this is not the first ad you've seen, right?
No, it's the first one that seemed to resonate with me the best because it's definitely my metabolism that's messed up.
Okay. But I mean, are we the first ever fitness people in the world that you've seen?
No,
Do you go to the gym?
when I can, yeah.
Do you see personal trainers there?
Yeah.
Do you see people that are very healthy and they have their dream body?
Yes.
Do you see people that don't have their dream body?
Yep.
So I guess what prevented you then from just like getting the accountability, right? Because again, I'm just trying to help you be congruent, right? Like I don't want you to contradict yourself. Because if you're saying accountability is important, I want to ask you why we haven't found it yet. Because that doesn't make sense. If you didn't say it wasn't important, like or if you said like you never thought about accountability before, then I would totally accept the fact that you weren't thinking about it. But just something's not making sense. Like why haven't you invested into a personal trainer or like found someone that can help you? Even like open up ChatGPT or go on YouTube, anything.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I
are
guess
you
just
saying are you
like,
saying you don't have to, like are you saying like you've in the last 3 years you've never looked at yourself and you're like I don't like what I see? I'm sure you have, right?
hmm?
And usually the second thought of let's change, let's do something about it comes right after that. But if it doesn't, which again is common, I'm not saying it's wrong for you not to have those thoughts, but if those thoughts don't come, it's usually a level of avoidance. Just like the homeless person that sees themselves and they're like, I'm homeless. Should I get a job? No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at because it's more comfortable. It's better this way. I like being here. Obviously, not every homeless person is like that, but would you agree? There's a level of avoidance.
Yeah.
So why was there avoidance? That's really the only thing I need to know. Because without that, I don't know how this is gonna help you or our program is gonna help you unless we get clear on that.
Yeah, again, I'm not too sure. I mean, I just know how things have been the last 3 years. It wasn't necessarily that I was like avoiding it because I didn't want to confront it. It was just had a lot on my plate, didn't really wasn't top of priority to me. Therefore, I didn't try and go out of my way to get that accountability or get that training.
So we did prioritize it.
No.
Why not?
Hmm. Trying
Aside
to,
from the businesses, aside from being busy, Again, I can guarantee you we're not going to move past this point on this call unless we get on the same page. Because there's just a few things that I just don't understand.
Is there anything specifically that you're wanting me to
Congruency,
say?
nothing. There's nothing that I want you to say. It's just congruency is everything. And if we haven't been congruent up until this point, I need to know why. It's like the drug addict saying, I want to get sober. I've been thinking about getting sober. My family, my friends, my job sees me not at my best energy. I feel like I'm not at my best energy. I love drugs. I do them every day. I want accountability. I want to get better. But 3 years has gone by and nothing has changed. Maybe the diet, but the energy is still there. And you were there before 3 years ago. I'm sure you know how to probably rebound and do it again, maybe in a more sustainable way. If you're someone who's already been there and you feel like accountability is important and you're an entrepreneur, then we just have to be very honest with ourselves. Because if you're not honest with me, then I can't help you.
Yeah, I have been. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of.
So then I would ask you then, would you say that you're wrong for saying that accountability is important?
No,
And you believe that for 3 years?
that accountability is important. Yeah.
Like that's a belief in your mind.
Yeah, like accountability and just being able to like actually have something that works for me. Yeah, that's
So why
I don't
haven't
understand the
why haven't
question.
so why haven't we gotten the accountability with our health?
Lack of prioritization, like I said.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, um, it's not that you're not saying anything that I disagree with or that I agree with. It's just that one of the pillars, one of the core foundations here that what we do at 1% is congruency. And I mean, it's not that we can't help you. It's just that, yeah, if I seem like I'm like being combative or like rude, I'm genuinely not. I really care about you, and I just want to figure out like what is that thing that's kept you from booking a doctor's appointment? Because like you said, if you cut yourself, like you said, you cracked your skull open, and we know that getting help is important. Is it really a level of priority? Like, what would prevent someone from going to the hospital for 3 years?
They just don't want to. They're comfortable. I don't know.
Okay. Why haven't you gone to the hospital?
I just was fine where I was at, I guess. I mean, I'm not too sure.
That's okay if you're not sure. We don't expect people to know how to lose weight or be 100% sure before they work with us, right? So I don't care if we're here all night. I'm not letting you go, and I need to understand these things because ultimately we can always lead a horse to water, but we can't force it to drink. And if I don't understand why you haven't drank water, then I don't know how we're gonna get over that. So again, it's not like I'm getting flustered or I'm getting upset. It's just that I want to be very patient with you and I want to give you grace and empathy. And I understand where you are because I've been where you are. Maybe not your weight, but I've experienced what it's like to have something, lose something, and not do something about it. I've been there. And the big thing was for me, yeah, I was comfortable. I was scared of trying again. I was scared of failing. I was scared of looking silly. I was scared of doing it again because of my pride. So let's think about it. I want you to brainstorm as to reasons why we haven't gone to the hospital.
I guess comfortability and lack of prioritizing.
Okay. I guess priority is, do you feel like that's the problem or the symptom of the problem?
Problem.
Okay. Are you open to different perspective?
Yeah, go for it.
Is if your daughter got shot in the leg and she's bleeding out, is there like a list of priorities that could be as priority as that, or is it just a lack of urgency and there's a need to get in the damn car and drive to the hospital?
What do you mean?
If your daughter or your son, whoever, or if you got shot in the leg, do you have to sit and open your checklist, open up your calendar and be like, is this a priority for me?
No, I mean it's pretty extreme. So like, I mean it's my kid. So like obviously that takes top priority no matter what.
But like I said, is it priority or is it necessity? Because is there anything that can take more priority than that?
No.
So it's not about priority. It's about human need. It's about necessity. Would you agree? Like, are you gonna sit back and be like, shoot, my calendar's busy. I'll take her to the hospital between my lunch break.
No.
Would you drop everything that day, that week to make sure that she's in the hospital and you're like missing work and you're making sure that she's still alive?
Yeah, I'd drop everything.
What happens if you stop taking care of your health? Can we stay this way? What are the implications of that? Like years down the road.
I could get sick, I could die, could get hurt.
So I'll ask you again. It's priority. I would say comfort is like maybe one of the problems, sure. But priority, ultimately, getting the help, booking a doctor's appointment, getting to the hospital, the reason of lack of priority, do you feel like that's the symptom of the problem or the actual problem?
Symptom, I guess, symptom.
Yeah. You don't need to know what the problem is. Right, that's fine. But you're good. Why would you say symptom?
Well, the problem is because like the problem has caused me to not prioritize it.
What's the problem? You want to guess? Well, I don't know. You gotta tell me. I don't know what the problem is. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Lack of care, comfortability. That's
Here you
lack
go.
of reflection.
So if I were to ask to go deeper, what's caused you to not care about your health?
I don't really have a good answer for you on that.
Be better.
Can't
I don't
think of
care
it.
if it, I don't care if to think and I don't care. I don't, it doesn't matter if we have to pause here and schedule a second call. It's very important that I understand why you haven't cared about your health. Would you agree? Especially as someone who wants to work with you. Like even if I offer you the best, most unique solution of how to get to your destination, if you weren't at an airport and you flew from one point to another, let's say you flew from Iowa to Tampa, you got to your destination, you realized you didn't like it because it was unsustainable, it was too expensive, it was too much sacrifice to stay in Tampa. So you wanted out, but you stayed in the airport. You didn't work, it didn't work out. You just sat in the airport for 3 years. And we've been looking at all the flights, Tampa to Iowa, Tampa to Iowa. Why haven't we cared enough to just book the flight and get on the plane? What are we scared of? What's in the way of that? There has to be something in the way.
I guess just it not working, me sticking with the plan, not being able to maintain it, and I just like loop.
Thank you. It's all I need to hear. Seriously, that's literally all I need to hear. Because not that the way we do one thing is the way we do everything, but would you agree that the way that we make decisions, the way that we behave, the way that we think, the way that we process decisions ultimately affect our life and where we are?
Yeah.
Like you're a big believer in that?
Right.
Like even the decisions that we don't make.
Yep.
So the ones that we make and don't make and how we make those decisions. You're 100% confident that that is ultimately what leads someone to be on a call like this.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. So what do we have to do moving forward to make sure that we make this a priority, that we care enough about it? What do we have to do with our behavior, our identity, and the way that we make decisions? What do we have to do with these three so that we can get to where we want to go?
Oops. Start reflecting more, putting myself in the perspective of who I want to be, and just making decisions that are congruent with that identity, that person.
But what about like the decisions that you make? Do they stay the same or do they change?
Well, they're always going to change. Yeah.
And I guess moving forward, right? The way that you make decisions, the way that you process emotion, the way that you process decisions, are they going to stay the same or are they going to change?
They're going to change.
What happens if we approach every decision moving forward from now the same way that we've been approaching our life for the last 3 years?
I'll be in the same position.
I appreciate it. I can pause role play here and I could go a little bit deeper and understand why they haven't cared. I just wanted to do the identity first. But you see how I didn't let you go? If you just gave me like that, like time and business, but like you didn't say accountability was important, then I would have taken that and I would have done the reframe for time. But what you says does it just doesn't make sense. It's like a drug addict who's been addicted to cocaine for 3 years is saying that they're wanting to quit. They're that type of guy. They got people backing them. They're like such a G. They want accountability. Like they're so coachable, but they have never stepped into a rehab facility in the last 3 years. And if they say they don't know, then it's clearly not like what they're saying. And sometimes people don't want to be sorry, sometimes people want to be congruent. So even if someone says something, you don't want to like immediately say that they're wrong because they said this earlier because you want to save face. I could have easily just said that to you in the beginning, but I wanted to save face and give you the opportunity to open up. Because sometimes as humans, when we say certain things, we want to stay congruent to that opinion. Because if we do otherwise, then we look like liars. As humans, we want to always be congruent. We always want to be liked. And especially if you're speaking to someone who's in authority, you rarely ever want to go back on your like you rarely ever want to like not go back on your word because you want to be congruent. It's like lying to the principal, and then the principal catches you in that lie. You're gonna stay true to that lie, even if it's a lie. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get in trouble. In their mind, they think they're gonna get in trouble. They think we're gonna put them in jail. It's so important to anchor these things because if I just moved on, I wouldn't have closed that person. Why? Because they're not congruent with themselves. We need congruency. And even if it takes us an hour and a half to do discovery, that's fine. I'm just not going to watch someone say that they know how to swim and they're actively in the water. They don't even know how to tread water. So it's like, why haven't you gone swimming lessons in the last 3 years? It doesn't make any sense. Like there has to be something behind it. And then you finally said, care, got it. I appreciate that. And I could have went a level further and been like, what caused you to not care? Like, is it because, and then you said earlier, because I don't want to try something and not working. Got it. So you're afraid of failure. And I would have defined failure. And I would have used that car analogy. And then I would have been like, okay, so why haven't we trusted someone enough to get in the car with them and let them drive the car? Like, are you going to go to the airport and ask the pilot what all the buttons do? Or are you just going to get on the airplane? Get on the airplane. Okay, so why haven't we trusted someone to get on the airplane with? Like, why haven't we just been in the terminal looking at all the airlines and still making that decision to not move forward? But because I've been doing this for a while, it's obviously easy for me to sniff that out and be like, something's not right here. Because you need congruency. Like, were you intentionally trying to be stubborn, or were you like genuinely like confused?
No, like part part of so that is literally exactly how these guys are. The same, like everything that I gave you is exactly what I hear the majority of the time on my calls that I take. Um, Part of me was a little bit confused. I mean, I wrote down some questions, but because when I had said it was pride, right? Like I had already had major success in my life and I couldn't crack the code. Like I already admitted it was a little bit of pride that held me back,
But it
and not
wasn't pride.
prioritizing it.
But it wasn't pride though.
But how did you like know that to like not just
Like, just
take
think about
that?
it. Just think about it. Would someone say that they're prideful? Like they think that, oh, like I don't need a doctor for 3 years and their wound is still wide open?
No.
They haven't even tried. Maybe they cut the donuts, but is that pride? No, that's avoidance. Right? You got to think about that. It's like, okay, I don't want to go. I cracked my skull open. I'm just going to staple it myself. And then they tried that, it didn't work. And they let that wound smell and get infected for 3 years. If someone was genuinely prideful, they would be trying every solution before getting to a coach. They would not wait 3 years to start something. Or they wouldn't say, they wouldn't say it's pride and then be like, I wasn't thinking about it. That doesn't make sense. Because if the health was so important to him, because he had it before and like he wanted to get better, someone wouldn't say pride yet like contradict themselves so often.
Okay.
Right? And you have to understand that you're speaking to guys. Listen, Olivia, this will change your perspective. You're speaking to people who have not been congruent with themselves. That's why they're on the call. So if you get them to realize that, and then you make them shift their identity, as like the questions that I was asking you, attitudes, behaviors, beliefs, congruencies. If we want to achieve new results in life, new physiques in life, new monies in life, new business ventures, new business opportunities, do we have to apply the same frameworks of attitudes, behaviors, identity, decision-making, congruencies? Or do those all have to change to the fiber of our being? If they don't say that, they're not closing. Because
That
it's
makes
all
sense.
about identity. Like it's literally, Olivia, it's all about identity. It's not about like why they haven't done it or like how busy life was or like these things. It's all about identity, but just to make it very clear to you, if you don't understand someone's identity, how can you possibly offer them a new perspective or a new way to shift it? Think about that. Like if a doctor doesn't see the patient fully or do an MRI scan, how will they know what they have? And then how do they know what surgeries they'll do? Like they'll open up their stomach and be like, oh shit, there's nothing here, guys. No, like the doctor's gonna like requisition form, MRIs, rectal scans. They'll do everything before probing, before surgeries, because surgeries are painful. Surgeries take time, they cost money, right? It would be a disservice if you didn't take enough time to like really diagnose things. Because even doctors know that they're playing with someone's life. You have to treat it like that. Like you're legit dealing with someone's life and you just want to make sure that you're not doing them a disservice. Because it would be a disservice to them if you just like pitch them when they know they're not going to be the type of people to make it work. They need to know that. And the way that they know that is through discovery. It's through pre-handling. It's through congruency. Could I have done it a little bit better? Yes. It's just that I was a little bit thrown off because like I've never heard that many incongruencies before. Because it usually doesn't happen. Unless someone's like really stubborn. So I was really being patient with you. I could have turned up the intensity a little bit more. But because like you're a girl, like I still see you as a female. So it's like if I was talking to a guy, I would have been like, okay, dude, can we just take a timeout for a second? This doesn't make any sense. Like, how does it make sense that you say you want accountability and you love it and you crave it and you think it's so important and you have 3 businesses and you have coaches, yet we've been avoiding our health, avoiding getting help? Like, does that make sense? Or like, am I confused? Just please enlighten me because I want to make sure I understand. But yeah,
Um, Pretty often, Hamza. It's always that or trust, but that's pretty often for me. But I
but think about it.
always,
Why would someone be prideful? Because they don't trust people.
yeah,
Why don't they trust people? We don't know.
yeah. That's something that I always hear, especially with the guys, because we mainly talk to a bunch of business owners and CEOs. It's like, oh, over the last X amount of years, been working on my company, it hasn't been on the top of my head, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Um,
If you're
so
speaking to guys like that, then you really want to lean into their ego, not like gas them up like to the point where they're like so confident because you don't want them to be too confident, right? You want to empower them, but you don't want to give them the power to be like, I'm good. Sorry, little lady. I'm getting off the call now. Right? No. But you do want to feed into their stature and be like, listen, this is a really good word track, okay? But again, forget the word tracks. Just listen to where my heart is, okay? Listen, Oliver. Clearly, you've done well for yourself financially. Could you have been a little bit more competitive and made more money with your fitness? Yes, like you said. But at the end of the day, someone who cares so much about their health, sorry, about their family, their finances, their spirituality, whatever, do you feel like your health is also congruent with your finances, with your business? And they're going to be like, well, obviously not. Why not? Then you can get the like why they haven't gotten the accountability. Because someone who builds a business, someone who cares enough about like something external, they probably should care about their body. If they don't care about their body, then they're probably not good business owners. Because how can you lead people if you can't lead yourself? How can you discipline other people or be disciplined if you can't even control like getting on a diet or like losing weight? So it's like you just have to kind of like look at them and be like, dude, like I care about this person so much, they don't even know why they're in trouble. And that's the case, Olivia. Like people don't know. Like you felt confused because you didn't know, because you never reflected. Just like how these guys are gonna be. But if you cut fast and cut deep, and you're a little bit less graceful than I was being, they're gonna respect you for that because you are a female who's able to command respect. You have that tone, but it has to come from a place of genuine care and love. I was being firm with you, but I wasn't being an asshole. I reframed like I think 4 times that I was like going to be your coach and I never wanted to bury you. I'm here to like I would never be that guy. I made you feel safe. That's why we kept on going. You didn't give me pushback because I had the frame and you were receptive to it, even if you didn't understand, which is something you got to get comfortable doing because it doesn't like no one, when you're probing into certain people's things, don't expect them to know what you're asking. because they've never thought about it. If they say they don't know, if they feel the conversation's uncomfortable, that means they're growing. And you have to tell them that. Look, if at any point in this conversation you feel like we're going in circles or it's uncomfortable or like you genuinely don't know something, I want you to know that's the best thing you can do. Do you want to know why? Why? Because you're growing. So let's start growing. Let's have a growing conversation. And then boom, like you see, that's the frame of the call. They're there to grow. And because you're a female, you know, at first maybe some men will not want to be as open to you because of pride, because of ego. But if you put the mirror up, why are you like that? What's behind this? Is it because I'm a female? Obviously, you wouldn't say that, but it's like that's kind of what you have to have in your mind. But it's like also, why would someone delay getting help for so long? Like if they had a tumor, yeah, sure, they're not going to die tomorrow. But if they saw a tumor on their forehead, like pulsating, I mean, they might feel fine, but like I would you go to the hospital? Like right away? You woke up one morning and you saw a tumor on your head or a cyst? I would be like, dude, like what? Even if I felt great that morning, even if I felt like Superman, I would be like, that does not look good. I'm gonna get help. So we have to understand why that part of their brain didn't light bulb, why it was off. Something, the wiring was cut. Where in the wall, where in the panel was it cut? Why? Was it the spouse doesn't believe them? Was it they're comfortable being fat? Was it they don't trust people? It could be anything. I've even had people tell me, like in the alignment phase, that they didn't think that they could get money because they thought that rich people got lucky. Or like it was all luck, it was all inherited. And that's genuinely what kept them back from getting help because they thought it was like not real. You never know. You never know. Some fat people think that it's genetic. Or sorry. Some people think that like their genetics and their metabolism play such a big role in why they're fat. But really it's just, okay, fine. You might have to work a little bit harder, but it's like you're telling me if you don't eat clean, you don't work out every day, you don't do cardio, like you're just gonna stay fat or like or like you're big boned. Is that what you're saying? Like you're never gonna be skinny, right? The person that's gets high every day knows they can get sober, but they won't. My grandfather-in-law has been retired for like, I don't know, 30 years now because he has like, you know, unfortunately, he just can't work, right? But he smokes every day. He drinks like a lot of coffee and he sits and watches TV every day. Does he know that's bad for him? Probably. Does he care? Maybe not. Why? I don't know, right? So never assume and just like you got to be very patient with people. And then when you do it enough times, you'll start to find patterns and you'll find even easier ways to do it. Like I don't deal with a lot of prospects like that, Olivia. So I can guarantee you if you actually try and you're not afraid of like them not knowing what you're asking because you're fearless and you have the courage to ask, but I can guarantee you if you do that enough times, you'll find an angle probably way better than me because clarity is only found through action. That's why I know all these reframes because I've done enough role plays and I've seen these guys' calls and like I can see patterns and I'm like, okay, like let me just think of what I would do if I were them. How can I draw an analogy? How can I whatever? But the main thing, which I'm gonna ask you before we wrap this up, what's the main takeaway from today's lesson? Like from everything we talked about, like even like your role plays.
Take my time and slow down and actively listen. Um, and dig.
Okay. I'll give you one more chance. But like what is like the main overarching thing that we have to do to be able to do those things?
understand their identity and get them to see that they're not congruent.
But how do we do that though? Who do we need to be?
Well, we need to be that like figure, that person, like
We have to be
caring.
we have to be influencers.
Yeah, like influencer. Yeah, so like be like
Like they have to
that
look up to you.
figure. Yeah.
Why? Because like they can sense that you've been where they are, even if it has nothing to do with fitness. You understand where they are because you've been there. You understand where they want to be because you also have those same goals. And you understand what are those things potentially that's holding them back because you also broke those things. But they don't see those things. So you have to be very patient to make them see those things. But because they don't see those things, that's why they're there. Like I said, sometimes people have this big yacht, like this massive cruise ship, everyone's dancing, everyone's partying, and like they're in the water like drowning and they have to get to this cruise ship, but they think that it's like 10 miles away. And they never start swimming forward because they've never done a stroke and realized that their hand is on the hull 1 arm length away. They've never actually tried to swing their arm because of fear, because of distance, because of maybe an invisible glacier in the way. I don't know. So we have to just understand that they're there because we've been there and we understand where they are. So we just have to be patient, we have to be loving, and that's the main takeaway. So, but really good though. I mean, like I know that you're learning a lot, but what I would say is like focus on the lowest hanging fruit, which I think for you, Olivia, is just you need to find congruency in yourself. Not saying you don't have it, but you would understand these people a lot more if you've been in their shoes. I'm not saying you have to like eat like 10 pizzas a day and then lose it. No, I'm saying like find something that's genuinely difficult, like signing up for a marathon, like a mini marathon, or joining like a book club, something genuinely hard. And then you have to basically become that person to get over those fears, get over the challenge, and triumph those things. Because then your brain is going to be wired of like, yeah, I've done these things, so I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly how to get over it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. The reason why I think I'm a pretty good closer is because I put myself in positions that are genuinely uncomfortable, like lowering my call volume for my offer, like for my closer job that I have, and just going all into my business. It's freaking terrifying, but we made the bed, we gotta lay in it now, and we gotta just do it. That's why when you're sick, that's why when I was like down and like I was like out of it, I couldn't close people because I didn't have that congruency. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So, um, we'll just take the time now. I know the sessions have already been very long, but what questions do you have? Or like what are some thoughts?
Thoughts very helpful, like always. Questions, not really any. You you answered all my questions. Um, but yeah, I, I don't think I have anything really. I mean, the only question is exactly what I asked you after the role play had ended, so that answered everything.
Cool. So, um, then we'll basically end it there,
Okay.
right? Like I said, guys, I'm going to be live every day, like 5 p.m. The 1 p.m. sessions are only Monday through Friday, but that's pretty much it. And then Olivia, just check your phone because I texted you earlier. And everybody else, I'll see you guys over the weekend, all right?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.